Black Lives Matter Calgary. I
Yes.
didn't know there was a chapter in Calgary for Black Lives Matter. I wonder if they have a mansion like the chapter in Toronto has. By the way, I believe Black Lives Matter, they're filing for bankruptcy, I believe, Sheila, or creditor protection, because it looks like with all those donations, they just ran out of mansion money and then went into the
ran
red.
Out of mansion money. They went into real estate, it sounds like. I think they owned a mansion in Toronto, too. We should go, actually, maybe you should go on an adventure and show us what that mansion in Toronto looks like.
Yeah, ding dong, Avon calling.
Yeah.
But
just say you're door knocking for Olivia Chow.
Oh, Sheila, she is the Arctic Lynx. You know, that is the cat that has the nickname the Ghost of the North. So few people who are members of Homo sapien have actually ever seen an Arctic lynx. She gets smuggled into mayoral debates and gets smuggled out. I think they put her in a canister or something like that. She doesn't do the post-debate scrum. She is doing the Joe Biden, I'll campaign from my basement, strategy of trying to win the election, at least for Toronto mayor. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I don't think Olivia Chow, she's a nice lady, but she's not fast on her feet. So they're trying to mail this one in. But tell me, Calgary Black Lives Matter president charged with a hate crime. Goodness gracious, Sheila, I almost don't believe this.
I bet she's, well, I do. Definitely I do. But she's probably the president, the secretary, and the treasurer, if you know what I mean. I don't know if they have a big Black Lives Matter chapter in Calgary. But court records show Andorra Nwafor was charged with mischief for allegedly interfering with the use of property primarily used for religious worship and educational purposes. So what she did was she was acting up at St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic School. She impeded access to a Catholic school. So she was charged with mischief on June 2nd in connection to an incident on May 26th for allegedly willfully obstructing and interfering with the use of property primarily used for religious worship. She interfered with the people's use of St. Thomas Aquinas School for reasons. This is an anti-Catholic hate crime. They're dancing around not saying this, but she went there with anti-Catholic prejudice in her heart for reasons of bias, prejudice, or hate based on race or ethnic origin. She's 47, so she's old enough to know better. And she's been a strong activist for abortion rights. So she targeted Catholics because we're pro-life, it sounds like here. She led a May 2022 rally at Olympic Plaza because of Roe v. Wade. She's a kookaloo. Why are you rallying against Roe v. Wade? We literally have abortion on demand until this moment of birth here in Canada. And after maybe your baby's born and you say, oh, it's incompatible with life, you can just also maid your baby while you're at it. So anyway, she's now banned from going within 100 meters of a school, which is probably good advice.
Well, Sheila, I can tell you this, and I'm not even half joking, really. Charged with a hate crime, I can't believe that under the current regime in Calgary with Jody Godnick, that she's not getting the key to the city. I mean, that's the mayor that came out with a special proviso of their so-called demonstration laws where pro-lifers are evidently not allowed to hand out literature. Am I not right? So how is this a hate crime? I would imagine Mayor Jody loves this kind of stuff in her city.
Well, right. But why isn't she charged with a bylaw violation too? Because the pro-lifers and the anti-drag people, they will get charged with the anti-protest bylaw also. So they will be investigated for hate crimes. But so far, Derek Reimer has not been charged with a hate crime. But they will get slapped with these protest bylaws, get thrown in jail for days and days. This lady's out on bail. But Derek Reimer, for nonviolent protesting, he was in jail for almost a month. Well, this lady's committing a hate crime against Catholic school students, and she's just out there walking around.
So that is the question then. Why the double standard? Why isn't she behind bars? You know, or why is Derek Reimer not allowed to be free? You can't have it both ways, but apparently that's how they roll, right?
Right. And heaven forbid you honk. you know?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I was in Ottawa. It's a very loud city. Lots of noise and things happening all the time. But my impression was they liked it dead silent there. But it is not dead silent there.
Yeah. And, you know, and the fact is, it is more silent than ever, Sheila. When you were looking at all those office buildings that look like, you know, they got the architect from the Soviet Union for the 1950s and 60s to put up the blandest office
Polish
blocks
row
possible.
housings.
I'm not talking about the Chateau Laurier. I'm not talking about the Parliament buildings, but those were probably built during Sir John A. Macdonald's time.
Yeah,
you know,
we're talking about the mid-century modern gray Polish row housing they call office cubicles in Ottawa.
100%. But I'll tell you, Sheila, if you ventured into those buildings, I will guarantee you that 2/3 at least of that office space is empty. They're still mailing it in from home.
Oh, for sure. I'm 100% for sure. You want to know how I know? The parking lots were empty.
And there you go.
The parking lots were empty out front of those buildings. So I'm with Pierre Poilievre. Sell those buildings. Sell them all. Turn them into affordable housing.
You know what? That's a fantastic idea. And, you know, and then again, with the empty parking lots, that could have been, maybe there was an excess of pickup trucks with Canadian flags. That'll get you towed from an Ottawa parking lot. The most outrageous story from last year, it was Jim Kerr, he of the Bubble Bus. He went to Ottawa. He paid $40 for his parking space at a private parking facility. And the Ottawa police towed him away, even though he had his receipt. And the owner didn't call the police. And what was the reason, Sheila? Because he was illicitly blowing bubbles.
Illegal bubbles. Illegal. What a boring city. I almost swore there. What a boring place to live and raise a family. Just absolutely dry, boring town. Just boring, oppressively boring.
So what is I guess, this person's shenanigans aside, what is the future for Black Lives Matter? Will there be an internal revolt to oust her, or are they going to pat her on the back and say, well done, comrade, good for you for standing up to big Catholicism?
Yeah, I think there's probably just her and like 2 other people. So, I mean, it'd be really easy to keep her on. You know, you're losing 1/3 of the group, but also pretty easy to stage a coup if there's only 3 people there. So who knows? Frankly, who cares? Like,
and by the way,
who cares?
I couldn't help but notice her T-shirt. I don't know if we can put up that image again. It said, being black is not a crime.
Whoever said it was.
Exactly.
Whoever said it was. You know what, though? Harassing Catholic school students in front of their school with your pro-abortion nonsense, that actually, I guess, is a crime, as this lady just found out.
Unbelievable. Hey, folks, that was a clip from the Daily Roundup. That is our live stream show that airs from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday. I'm usually here for 4 of the shows. Our Alberta team takes over on Fridays. And you know what? You can interact with the hosts. If you give us a small financial donation, we'll read your comment during the live stream. So please go to revelnews.com/livestream and tune in Monday to Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern.